Hey there, this is Heike from Release into Peace, and it's my passion to bring awareness right into the nitty gritty of our everyday lives. And today I want to speak about what we normally call splitting up or leaving somebody or ending a relationship, a love relationship. And I want to suggest a new perspective and also a new terminology on that because what I've been witnessing in my everyday life recently really points to a possible update here. So, for sure, sometimes relationships are at a point where a shift is needed. And sometimes it might be that it's best to really finish a relationship. And yet, what I've been observing is, and we've been calling this process decoupling, active decoupling, that when we split up or drift apart or something's not working anymore for one or both partners in a love relationship, that this, just like falling in love, getting to know somebody, can be an extremely conscious process when we are willing to stay in touch. And the richness of that and the benefit for all involved has been mind blowing to me. So I'm currently not splitting up from my husband. We are still together, even though there are a lot of shifts and changes in how we relate, which is actually enlivening and beautiful. But friend of ours, and actually a couple we just spent, or a not couple, as I should say, that we just spent a long weekend together. They are in process of splitting up. And as we were with them through this weekend, which was full of challenges too, because changing form is a challenging process. But as we walked through, and as there was space for expression of what's there and honesty, and that was still connected with care and love, it really seems as if a relationship changes form. And yet, at the end of the weekend, while nothing had changed in the decision to not be together as a primary couple, that there was so much love and connection in this space that it is amazing. And also a lot of freedom to move on, a lot of respect and support to support the biggest mission of each other and whatever that truly is. And it seems sometimes we can't, or it's hard for a couple to walk through this space by themselves, because then we are stuck in this thing that I like to call a couple bubble, where we get so triggered with like interlocking patterns, which tend to show up in basically all relationships. Most of them, maybe there's some lucky ones that are free of interlocking patterns. I haven't met many, so I definitely know that game. And yeah, and this couple who actually is changing form is just one example. There's another couple, and that couple was married and there are kids involved, which of course makes the whole situation even more complex and more important, as even if a couple splits up in the traditional sense and doesn't want to talk to each other anymore, of course with children, that's a bad option for the children. So what happened in this relationship that I also closely got to witness and be in touch with both partners involved is that actually, as a separation or a change in form was happening, and with the willingness of both partner looking at what's going on and really staying in touch despite challenges and emotional feelings coming up, that actually in the oddest way, and I don't think this is seldom, I think that's often the case, now that there was nothing else to lose, both of them started showing up in a way more authentic way. They're like this whole game of diplomacy that often we unconsciously play in a relationship, like this whole strategizing of who can I say that, and how and when should I say that, or how will he react, or is it safer? Like this whole thing all of a sudden is out the window, and people start showing up how they are and more like who they are. And that's actually great. So also with this couple, what I observed in their process is a real deepening of relatedness and relating and appreciation of each other as they are shifting from being a primary relationship couple to being partners who continue to parent their children together as they engage in other primary relationships. So huge gratitude to the friends in my circle of friends that are exposing themselves to this experience and show up so fully in all their vulnerability. Yeah, it's a blessing to be with that and to support that and to again and again discover what life wants through us. The third couple, I have to say, so far has been very unsuccessful in decoupling. There were several occasions when decoupling was on the plate, and by the willingness of engaging deeper and looking at what's really going on, the result was that a lot of shadows came up and light was brought in there, and that actually, in my perspective, in my observation, with that process, the love relationship between those two deepened incredibly. And whatever way it goes, I'm not saying this is an easy process, decoupling or changing, shifting form in and out of a relationship, whatever it takes. And I just wanted to share, I have a feeling this is a possibility that some of us give away without looking at it and considering it. And I'm deeply inspired what I've been seeing recently in that arena. All right. Thanks. See you around.